A History of Southern Missouri and Northern Arkansas, published in 1907 by William Monks. Indians Chase a Sheriff 10 Miles, Part 2. When my father first located in this country, a large portion of the territory had never been sectionized. What was known as the Old Survey, including Range 7 and a part of Range 8, now in this county, formed a part of the Old Survey. Congress passed a law graduating the price of land according to the length of time it had been upon the market. The government price was $1.25 per acre. The first reduction was 25 cents upon the acre. Then they reduced the purchase price every few years until all the land included in the Old Survey went down to a bit an acre. The graduation law allowed each man to take up 320 acres by making actual settlement and cultivating it. But the land speculators took advantage of the law and hired men to go upon the land and make a few brush heaps and, in the name of some man, apply for the entry, until all of the graduated lands were taken up, and there was not a bona fide settler who had complied with the law in 1 out of every 100. Most of the land in Howell, Gunners, Peace, and Hutton valleys, and the land where West Plains is now situated, were entered at a bit per acre. After the entries, the valley lands commenced settling rapidly. When the time came to procure a patent to the land, speculators went to Washington and engineered a bill through Congress to allow the parties to prove up without making proof of actual settlement, and in that way fraudulently obtained patents to 2/3 of all the land above referred to. The next thing, the speculators went east, sold their lands or mortgaged them, by representing that all of the tablelands were bottom lands and covered with walnut, hackberry, box elder, and other bottom growths. They let the mortgages all be foreclosed. The merchants who procured title to the lands sent out agents to examine the land, who went back and reported that the lands were valueless and were not worth the taxes and refused to pay taxes on them. With some few exceptions, the lands were offered time and again for taxes, would not sell for the amount of the taxes, and thousands of acres remained in that condition until a short time before the building of the Kansas City and Memphis Railroad. All of the tablelands were looked upon by the people as being entirely worthless and fit for nothing but range. My father, in the year 1849, sold out and removed from Bennett's River, Fulton County, to the North Fork of White River in Fulton County, but 2 miles from the state line dividing Missouri and Arkansas. In the year 1852, father took the winter fever, died, and was buried in the cemetery 3 miles above the state line, known as the Teverbauk Cemetery. In the year 1854, my mother and 1 brother died with the bloody flux, leaving 3 sons of the family, William, the oldest one living, F.M., and James I. Monks. The author was married on the 10th day of April, 1853, to Martha A. Rice, a daughter of Thomas and Nancy Rice. He continued to reside upon the old homestead and was a farmer by occupation. The country commenced settling up rapidly. All the land on the streams was settled, with very few exceptions, with a frugal and intelligent class of people, mostly from the Middle States. In the year 1856, Howell County was created by taking a part of the territory of Ozark and a part of the territory of Oregon, to wit. Ranges 7 and 8 and a small part of 9 were taken from Morgan County, and the remainder of 9 and 10 was taken from Ozark County. Andrew V. Tabor Johnson, and the name of the other commissioner we have forgotten at the present time, proceeded to locate the county seat and purchased 40 acres near the West Plains Spring and laid it out into lots, got the county seat near the center as a sufficient amount of water was necessary, taking into consideration the town spring and then what was known as the Bingaman Spring. The lots sold rapidly, and the town grew beyond any expectation, and the country was improving and settling up with the town. In 1858, the author sold out on the North Fork of White River and moved into Howe County and located 11 miles southwest of West Plains upon sections 2 and 11, range 9, was appointed constable of Benton Township, and in the year 1860 was elected constable of Benton Township, commenced reading law in the year 1858. In the year 1860, West Plains was said to be the best, neatest, prettiest town in South Missouri, and contained about 200 inhabitants. Had a neat frame courthouse in the center of the square, a first-class hewed log jail, had 4 first-class stores for the country at that time, which kept continually on hand a general assortment of merchandise, had 2 saloons, 10 yard, and the county was out of debt, with money in the treasury. The county warrant then was good for its face value in gold, and the country was prosperous in every respect. The people generally were fast friends, and the chief interest was to develop the resources of the country and aid and help each other.